Mga ate at mga kuya, welcome back to Kuya Puto's channel. Alam nyo ba, nung araw, nung bata kami, nung bata pa si Kuya Puto, sexy pa ako nung. Magka-election, matapos ang election, magka-inflation, matapos ang inflation, magka-recession, matapos ang recession, parang baliwala eh. As in, it doesn't really affect us nung bata tayo, right? Ngayon na lang, matanda na si Kuya Puto, naiintindihan ko slowly. Actually, I've been understanding this for a while now dahil matanda na nga tayo na everything that happens around in our environment affects us directly, financially, emotionally, and physically even. So guys, ano nga ba apekto ng pagkapanalo ni President Donald Trump sa Canada? Yun ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon.
To me, the most beautiful word in the dictionary is tariff. And it's my favorite word.
Ayun mga ate at mga kuya, narinig niyo yun, sabi ni President-elect Donald Trump, pinakapaborito daw niyang word sa American vocabulary is tariff. Ano nga ba ibig sabihin niyang tariff na yan, Kuya Puto? Tariff po is another word for taxes. So before he got elected, there was rumors going on na ipropose po daw niya is 10%. Ngayon, medyo tumaas na. And you know what? This is not good news. This is terrible news for Canada and its residents because ibig pong sabihin na ito, kung implement po to ni President Donald Trump, there's a very, very good possibility na tumaas ulit lahat ng mga bilihin dito sa bansa natin and cost of living would shoot up once again. Alam niyo po, there was a time not too long ago, pag pupunta ako sa grocery store, bibili ko ng isang dosenang itlog, like a carton of eggs. I remember back in 2020, I could get them for like 99 cents. Now, 2024, November, pupunta kayo sa grocery store, alam niyo kung magkano? Cheapest you can get them is like $4. Ang laki ng tinaas. Paano pa? And I mean, paano pa kung gawin ito ng USA sa Canada? Dahil meron pong snowball effect yan eh. When one thing goes up, everything goes up. It's part of a chain. Because, this is not good. This is not good. Let's continue watching.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump used his favorite word to threaten a trade war. On his first day in office, Trump says he will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on all products coming into the United States and its ridiculous open borders.
So the proposed tax right now, when he comes into office, I believe it's going to be like early January, 25% po. Oh my God, 25%. So ibig sabihin po neto, lahat ng minamanufacture ni Canada na ini-import sa United States, doesn't matter kung ano po yun, President Trump will impose a 25% tariff or tax on top of it. So isipin nyo, the USA is our closest neighbor. And we do so much trades with the USA compared to any other country sa buong mundo. So paano maapektuhan ang economy ng Canada if all of a sudden everything that we import to the United States merong patong na 25%? Lalo tayong naghirap dito. Ang hirap na nga ngayon because cost of living just shot up in the last 4 or 5 years. Ibig po bang sabihin nito, tataas na naman ulit? Kawawa naman kami, kawawa naman si Kuya Puto, di ba? I mean, we depend. There's a codependency between USA and Canada for God knows how many decades. They're our closest ally. Bakit kaya nangyayari ito? Naiintindihan ko po yung sinasabi ni President Trump because, he has to take care of his country first, right? But there has to be some kind of happy medium or happy ground where, USA and Canada can meet, right? Ano kaya gagawin ng mga leaders natin dito sa Canada para i-ensure yung quality of life natin? Because guys, oh my God, 25%? That's huge. And napakadami po natin, like I said, ini-import sa US. So ano kaya mangyayari? Let's continue watching this clip.
The United States is the greatest economic and military superpower in the history of the world, and they are our neighbor. The U.S. is responsible for $1.2 trillion of our trade. We trade almost twice as much with the Americans as we trade with the rest of the world combined. Trade with the U.S. is 40% of our economy. President Trump yesterday made an unjustified threat of a 25% tariff on our already weak and shrinking economy.
So paano nga ba maapektuhan ng Canada? I'll give you one example. Marami po tayo dito, mga factory, mga plants, na nagmamanufacture ng car parts. Okay, this is just one aspect, just car parts. And if all of a sudden, 25% tariff is tacked on to all of the shipments papunta dun sa States, paano itong mga businesses na to? How are they going to stay afloat? You know, they have to compensate for that 25% that they have to pay kay Donald Trump. So isipin nyo, napakadami pong negosyo na maaapektuhan yan. And going back to the cars, because this is what I know, di ba? Mahilig ako sa kotse. Ibig pong sabihin yan, all of a sudden, car parts prices will go up. Dahil snowball effect, di ba? And when car parts prices go up, guess what? Tataas yung presyo ng mga kotse because it's all relative. And pag tumaas po yung mga presyo ng kotse, it means tataas din po yung mga overhead na kailangan ng dealership na bayaran para ibenta itong mga kotse, and so on and so forth, pati insurance and everything else will be affected. Like I said, it's a snowball effect. And that's just one aspect of, let's say, a business which involves cars. Paano pa yung mga pagkain? Paano pa yung mga fuel? Paano pa? There's like so many things that we trade back and forth with the US. You know? So isipin nyo, ngayon nga, napakahirap na ng buhay dito sa Canada. More than likely, baka lalo pang humirap because of the proposed 25% tax. How can Canada fight this? See, back and forth yan, di ba? Canada is not the only country that imports to the States. America, also imports goods and services to Canada. Yun daw ipaglalaban ng gobyerno natin to equalize or hopefully eliminate the 25% tariff, right? So alika, panoorin po natin to. Yun meron daw silang plano.
We hear the message loud and clear. The Prime Minister confirmed today that we're going to have a First Minister's meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m. We need to make sure that he has a strong plan to protect and secure our borders and make sure we address the threat from the U.S. Just a reminder to the American people, yes, it will hurt Canada, yes, it will hurt Ontario, but it will hurt Americans. It will hurt their economy when 9 million Americans don't wake up to produce products for Ontario and Canada. And we want to work together. We are stronger together.
One of the really important things is that we be all pulling together on this. The Team Canada approach is what works. That's where, putting aside partisanship, that's where I reached out immediately to Doug Ford to agree with him that we would have a First Minister's meeting this week to talk about the United States. Talked with François Legault and some other premiers as well. There's work to do, but we know how to do it.
So guys, ano nga ba binibigay sa atin ng US? Top 3 according to Google. Sabi nila precious metals, gold, silver, yung mga ganon, and all the other, industries and businesses that come from there, right? And wood. Wood is another big thing that the US sends to Canada. So everything related to wood, paper, furniture, lahat yun, right? And pharmaceuticals. So yung mga gamot-gamot na ginagamit natin, okay, marami po nanggagaling sa States. And ano na naman ba ang sinesend ng Canada sa USA? Number 1 is crude energy, crude petroleum. So that's energy, right? And we send them a lot of cars and car parts. Yes, we do. And the third one, I think, is petroleum gas. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. So as you can see, it's not just one way. Both ways to, diba? Because they are our biggest neighbor, our closest neighbor, and our biggest trading partner. So marami po nagsasabi sa gobyerno ngayon, you know what? We're gonna have to work with President Trump. Because, yeah, sabi niya, 25% daw, right? But we can also do the same thing, you know? But then, if they keep on doing this, back and forth, sino ba magsasuffer? Tayo! Diba tayo? And you know what? I'll give you a perfect example. Doon po, malapit sa bahay ng mom ko, sa Oakville, Ontario. That's where the Ford plant is located. Alam niyo yung Ford, yung malaking truck, gumagawa sila ng mga malalaking truck. Okay? It's an American company, pero they're based out of Oakville, Ontario. So, kung inimpose nila tong 25% tax na to, ibig pong sabihin ba nun na lahat ng kotse na manggagaling sa Oakville, Ontario that goes to the States will be subject to 25% tax? Di ibig pong sabihin nun, baka ilipat na lang nila yung planta doon sa Amerika. Because it wouldn't be feasible for business to continue that way, right? Because it is an American company. Ang dami pong nawalan ng trabaho nun. Alam niyo ba, yung Ford plant na yun, it's been there since before I was born. Okay? And so many people depend on their jobs and careers at that plant. So isipin nyo, ang dami pong nawalan ng trabaho potentially if they decide to move it to the States because it is an American company. And paano kung nangyayari yun? Di ibig sabihin, tataas ang mga presyo ng kotse. Pag tumaas ang presyo ng kotse, tataas po mga insurance natin dahil connected yan and everything related to the automotive industry tataas din. So that's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it, alam niyo po ba, like I said, marami pong pinapadala yung US ng mga pharmaceuticals dito sa Canada na ginagamit po ng napakadaming tao, including Kuya Puto. Okay? Ako po, I take 3 meds for my blood pressure and my gout, right? And all of them, I'm pretty sure, comes from the United States. So what if the Canadian government imposes a 25% tax para po makabawi kay President Donald Trump? So, ibig pong sabihin nun, yung po mga meds na kailangan kong bilhin para mabuhay po ng mabuti si Kuya Puto is gonna cost more. Yeah, because now the government is taxing it 25%, so they have no choice but to raise the cost to the consumer. Then namatay po si Kuya Puto nun because all of a sudden I would not be able to afford my meds. Diba? Ako lang po yun. There's millions, if not billions of people that live in Canada na pwedeng maapektuhan nun because lahat tayo, you know, we take some form of a med or ano tawag doon, maintenance one way or the other, di ba? So, there's no winner. There's really no winner. And the only loser, the only biggest loser, is tayo po, mga Canadians, and even the Americans, dahil the same thing can happen to them. Because like I say, we trade so many things between the two countries back and forth. We're so codependent to each other. So I really hope they fix this. Because the last thing I want is for my eggs. Di ba sabi ko sa inyo at the beginning of this video, 5 years ago, I can get a carton for 99 cents. Now it's $4. I don't want the same carton of eggs to become $10 dahil sa ganitong nangyayaring to. So we have till January because that's when President Trump takes power. So hopefully they can straighten up these kinks and, you know, work it out however it is that they can work it out so hindi po tayo mag-suffer. So tell me your opinion down below. Nakakatakot ba to? Lagot ba si Canada? You know, ano ba magiging estado natin come January? So sana naman po natuwa kayo or at least na-entertain kayo dito sa short video clip ni Kuya Puto na to. And if you have not subscribed, subscribe naman po kayo so we can grow this channel as big as we can. This is Kuya Puto wishing you good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you is in the world. Stay hungry, stay humble, keep your hustle strong, and I'll see you on the next video.
Ikaw lang ang aking mahal. I leave you.